I often like to say, let's get you off of the cliff's edge and get you turning back into living life and finding that beautiful self that you want to have so that you can recreate the life that you want to live. There's so many things that we can do. And one of the things that I do when you hire me is meet you where you're at and I take you where you need to go. And I don't even know what that's going to be until I meet you and start working with you. Menopause health. Here's what you need to do to get that hope back. Because just because we turn 50 and get into menopause, it doesn't mean that we need to give up our hope. And when I'm working with my clients, that's one of the things that I'm giving you when you come work with me is to bring you back your hope. Because a lot of people feel so much fatigue, end up with depression, end up with low energy when we hit 50s. We hit our 50s and we're in menopause. But it doesn't mean it has to be that way. It doesn't mean that we need to struggle. So this is what I want to go into today is coming here and finding out how you can get menopause health as a woman over 50 and stop the struggle. Because yes, menopause can be a struggle. It can feel tiring and we can be completely frustrated with what to do. I've kind of cracked that code, if I can say it that way. And I'm seeing hope come back to my clients' faces. And I want to talk about that more today because there is hope. And I see it with every single client I work with. And it just lights my heart up to know that we can do this. And it's something that we do together because this is a partnership and a collaboration. When you come and work with me, when you choose to hire me for your self-care and as an investment to get your life back on track so you can live your best life over 50, bringing your hope back, bringing your beautiful, confident self back on track so you get you back. That's what I'm discovering that women need and want and have lost. And as you get to 15 in menopause, it doesn't mean you have to give up the hope. So here it is. This is a case study that I want to bring into you. I've just recently started with Leslie and she's on fire. She's just got the reins in her hands and she's got that I'm just kind of like picturing a horse with the bit in his mouth and he's got those reins and he's taking control and she's finding that hope. And she even said the word, oh my gosh, I see the hope. And the way I see that is there's a door at the end of the hallway and it's open, or there's a window that's open and the light's coming in and you could see the direction that you need to go in and you know that it's coming and you're getting and going in that direction. I often like to say, let's get you off of the cliff's edge and get you turning back into living life and finding that beautiful self that you want to have so that you can recreate the life that you want to live. There's so many things that we can do. And one of the things that I do when you hire me is meet you where you're at and I take you where you need to go. And I don't even know what that's going to be until I meet you and start working with you. So once you hire me and we get on our first call, there's going to be so many things that we can do to get you back on track, but I'm not going to know what that is until I talk with you. That's part of the power of working with me and getting my certainty and conviction and my lived experience dialed in for you to help you figure out which direction that you're really going on. And this is basically almost like hiring a tour guide. I love this term as well because we want to get excited about living life as a health adventure. And that was one of the things that Loretta mentioned. Just living life as a health adventure. She's so excited, got her life back on track, and she got herself back. And she's living life grateful and just amazed that she's going to be able to live the next 10 to 20 years being active and then being able to explore and get out and enjoy life. I'm so excited to hear these testimonies from my clients and to know that they're getting the results that they want. And yes, you have to put the work in to get the results. And that's what I really love about the energy that Leslie is bringing into her program. We only started working together about 5 weeks ago, and she was so desperate for hope. There was fatigue. There was low energy. There was depression. She's had chronic inflammation and chronic pain for going on over 10 years, and she's had an autoimmune problem. And it was really hard for her to really come forward and reach out for help, one-on-one support. But I was here for her, and I let her know that I'm going to take her where she needs to go and help her get what she needs. And the thing is, we're going to run the foundational labs. We're going to find out what's going on underneath the hood figure out how to support your body, where you're at, and then also take you further and deeper where you need to go. If that even perhaps signing back up 6 months later and doing more of a deep dive into the detoxification process, because what she wanted was detoxification, and that's what she thought she should do, was join a group program and get the detoxification. However, her problem ended up being a very low stomach acid. Not being able to digest even water in the morning was causing her to have nausea. And so many things were happening behind the scenes that she was totally clueless of. She just didn't feel good in her body. She had such major depression. These were not things that she could even focus on and figure out what to do, because she didn't know what she doesn't know. And so I'm like, it sounds like you got low stomach acid. Let's focus on that. How can we get you to drink more water? How can we get you to drink more minerals? And that was the focus. And we text back and forth, because when you join my 6-month signature program, you get me in your back pocket, and we get to text and communicate as much as possible and as you need in the first month, because that's when there is that driving need to figure out which direction to go and what it is that I'm going to do to give you these quick results so that you get the support you need, and helping you figure out which way to drive, which way to take those reins and go forward, because this is a collaboration. I'm helping you figure out what it is that you need to do so that you get your best health. And so what we did was work on getting her to absorb her minerals. That was potassium, magnesium, the right sodium balance. We ran her HTMA, which is a hair tissue mineral analysis. And we discovered what was going on at the mineral level so that I could guide her even further. Knowing that information and understanding that she had low stomach acid, she was willing to listen to me and start following all the things that I needed her to do to get her to absorb her minerals. And she just kept poking away at it, working at it. And she kept saying the fatigue's lifting, the depression's lifting. And she started to say, I've got this hope. And even on one of the products that I recommended to her, she took that and she goes, oh my God, the pain went away. I was so amazed at how quick that was. And I was blown away by the results that she got, because I never really know what it is you need until I start working on it. And then we start course correcting and making the actions happen. This is part of the excitement of creating a superpower between us to figure out what it is that your body needs to do, because there's no cookie cutter approach here. And as much as I'd like to just be able to do the same thing with each person and work less hard, I don't work that way. I work really hard at finding out who you are, what you need, and working with your energy levels. And the more your energy levels resonate well with me, and we're a really good fit to work together, and you're excited about your program and your protocol, you're going to get the results, and you're going to get really super quick wins, because you're going to keep looking at what it is that you can do. And I'm going to be giving you and feeding you this information so that you can create the habits and lifestyles that you need to do to get your health back on track. And so this is not just about diet. For her, she was already carnivore. She'd come off the crap and she'd eaten on vacation. She came off all of that, and because it made her feel miserable. So we got her back on track. She took out all the unnecessary foods and was down to protein and dairy. So we also ran a food sensitivity test. She took out the dairy because that was one of her food sensitivities tests. And within a week, she dropped 5 pounds. We never really know what it is that you need to reduce or what's going on in your body. When she first came to me, she had the depression, fatigue, low energy. She had a weight gain, and she said she wanted to find her happy place with her weight, which is maybe 10 pounds. She only weighed 130 pounds. So I never can really guarantee or guess what's going to happen or come to each client when you weigh so little already, because the body has to get healthy to lose weight. And whether or not your body is in a good place for your metabolism and for menopause, I won't know until we get there, to see what it is that your body can do. And so I'm going to help you work with reducing your inflammation in your body so that you can reduce the fatigue, the energy, and the depression. I'm going to look to see what your nutrient levels are, your mineral levels are. What do you need to do? And as you're working with me and we're collaborating, that's the power of really getting to the underlying health condition and figuring out what it is that we're going to do and get your health adventure on track. Living life as a health adventure, choosing health as a health hobby. When you do these things, you win. You get the results because you don't stop, you don't quit, you keep looking. We work together. When you invest in yourself with me and the holistic low carb method, I'm going to do everything in my power to help guide you and figure out what it is that we need to do next. And we're going to run the labs. So with running the food sensitivity test, finding out her food sensitivities, running the HTMA, discovering her mineral balance and what she needed to do, working on getting herself the water and the right minerals for her body at the right time of the day was powerful. And she could start to feel the pain lessen, the fatigue lessen, the depression lessens and lifted. One time she came on or texted me her wins, and she's like, the depression's lifting. Well, I got another text today, and she's getting better depression as she's going through her protocol, because we did run her Dutch test and her GI map test to get to the next level. And we discovered why she's got low stomach acid. And so now she's working through that. And now she's able to actually absorb more of her amino acids and the protein that she's eating. She's getting better brain energy. She's having better digestion. Hydration is good. No muscle cramping at night, because she was having muscle cramping. We had to go through that. Keto rash is better. She's getting her bowel movements regulated. No diarrhea, and she's getting through her protocol more easily, and she's got hope, and she knows what it is that she needs to do. She's got her health roadmap in front of her, and she's using it to correct everything. And you know what's really cool? For someone who only weighed 130 pounds, she dropped 10 pounds in 4 weeks. Why? Because of inflammation, digestive dysfunction, and mineral imbalances that raise things, hormones like aldosterone, and create hormonal dysfunction and gut dysfunction happening in the body. But when we figure out what those are, when you work with me to figure out what it is you need to do, these are all the things that I'm going to address. I address the basics that you might have missed when you changed your diet. Because yes, diet does need to happen. Health and menopause does need to be low carb nutrition overall to start you reducing that inflammation, to get your brain on track, to get rid of the fatigue, to get your energy on track, to lift the depression. And then you can actually increase your calories or increase your carbohydrates and find your carb code that's going to work for you as a woman in menopause, to see where it is that you're going to land. You might never want to put the crap back in your body. Most people do not. And when I talk about crap, I'm talking about foods that raise your insulin level, the processed, ultra processed foods that are sugar, wheat, and carbohydrates that have no nutritional value. That crap is killing everybody. And I don't want it to kill you. Those things are damaging to the body because they mess up the brain, because they raise insulin levels, cause fatty liver and fatty pancreas, and cause pancreatic insufficiency. But when we take control of what's going on at the foundational level, at the root cause, and fix that, hope comes back. Menopause hope, that's what we want to focus on with the holistic low carb method for women over 50. It truly is life-saving and life-changing. This is transformational work that when you work with me and sign up with my program and invest in your health, I'm investing my whole body, heart, and soul into this program for you, one-on-one, which no group program is going to give to you. As I've had several clients who've thought to go to group programs, and they would never have gotten the results they're getting, and they would have never gotten the support that I give them, because that's just the way one-on-one works versus a group program. This is not cookie cutter. This is where I meet you where you're at and take you where you need to go and give you the results that you don't even know you're going to get. And I don't even know what you're going to get, because we're working on reducing inflammation, and we don't know exactly what's going on in the body, and we don't need to. Functional diagnostic nutrition is getting your body back into homeostasis as best as it can from whatever damage has been done while you've been living for 50 plus years. So we put you back together, we fill in the cracks, we adjust the foundational process, we remove the food sensitivities for a temporary portion of the time, or for as long as your body needs to, because if you get a B cell activation process, antigen response in your body to wheat, dairy, and corn, that trifecta will always happen because your body has been reacting to it for so long, and it creates the leaky gut and so many other problems in our body. And when you have something like H. pylori, stomach bacteria, you can't get rid of that bugger unless you treat it. And that causes low stomach acid. And if that starts to colonize and becomes a virulent factor, you could have symptoms for 20 plus years, and you just think you just need to change your diet. That's not always the case. If you want to lift your fatigue, get rid of that, increase your energy, ditch the brain fog, correct depression, we have to look at the underlying root cause of what's happening in your body and address the foundational processes with 6 diagnostic labs that I'm running to help you figure out what's going on under the hood, finding your hidden healing opportunities so you could find those missing pieces of the puzzle to your health and actually get natural weight loss. I had one client work with me for 1 week. We just had one call, and I'm like, what is it that you're doing? Tell me everything. Let me get to know what your body's doing. Let me understand what the process is with what you're doing on a daily basis. And then I'm like, do this, 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 and this. She'd gained 5 pounds the previous year on a carnivore diet and was depressed and anxious and had malaise and just couldn't feel good in her body, and her brain wasn't working the way she wanted it to. It's not the life that she wanted to live. 1 week with me, she was down 2.5 pounds, making the suggestions that I asked her to make. This is collaboration. This is a partnership that you get with the holistic low carb method. That's not cookie cutter, one-on-one, personalized nutritional support and lifestyle management, because basically I've lived the lifestyle as a woman over 50 in menopause, and I've lost up to 100 pounds. During this period, I finalized my weight loss and never gained it back, because you know what? I know what to do with my body. I know how to treat it. I know I have the habits, the health habits to keep my weight loss down. I keep my blood sugar low, and I eat the right amount of protein for my body so I could build muscle. So the goal is to create lifestyle habits, to create an aging, beautiful, and adventurous lifestyle where your life is your best life. You're reclaiming your health. How would you like to reduce your cognitive dysfunction? I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. It's so exciting, you guys. There is hope in menopause. You don't have to struggle alone. And yes, you can have and invest in yourself to reclaim your health, to be your best health and not have to struggle, to actually get to the point where you can have that better digestion, finally absorb your minerals, no more leg cramps at night, no more day cramps even, no worry about drinking and hydrating because your body can now absorb that liquid. These things are so critical to get minerals balanced and hydration focused on. These are the foundational steps that I wanted to tell you about that are happening, that Leslie noticed that she needed to do. And now we're on the next step, getting that nutrition absorbed into her body. This has taken us 5 weeks to get to this point. But you know what? This is permanent lifestyle change that's going to give your body the health that you want to have, so the weight loss never comes back. When you address these foundational processes, run the 6 labs to figure out what's going on in your body, then you know what it is you need to address. It's such an exciting process and so much hope in menopause, because we don't have to struggle when we have the right information. But unfortunately, you cannot get this information from the medical system, which is a sick care system. It's not meant to actually support your health as a health hobby and to actually self-treat yourself at home with the right supplementation for your body. And when you work with somebody who has that lived experience, who's a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner with the certainty and conviction and low carb expertise to help guide you, to keep your insulin levels low, and to let you know exactly what it is that you can do. Because I can't force you to do anything. You have to be in action. You have to want this with your whole heart and soul. Because if you're not in action to get that, I can't help give it to you. You have to be ready to take that bit in your mouth, take the reins, and take control of your health and your life. And I'm going to guide you there. Just like a, traveling health practitioner that I am, I'm your guide. I'm going to help you get there. So to turn off the pain of inflammation, to stop the fatigue, to get rid of the brain fog, to bring your energy back on track and find yourself again and get rid of that depression, the malaise that people are stuck in when we hit 50s, because our adrenals are burned out, our thyroid is not functioning, metabolism isn't working the way you want it to work. We can get it all back on track. We reset the blood sugar. We find out what's going on in the body and correct it as best we can and get your body into homeostasis. It's so exciting to watch my clients in menopause, my ladies over 50, finding their health solution. This is your weight loss and diabetes solution as a health adventure experience. That is the number one process for women over 50 to really lose weight and get healthy, because this is permanent weight loss. If you want to dial it in that way, because that's what I'm going to guide you to and support you towards, is finding your health solution and dialing it in for the rest of your life to gain 10 to 20 more years of quality living, active, aging adventurously, staying beautiful in your body, feeling confident, working longer if you need to, with the cognition that you need to have to stay active in your job, in your business, and confident and not hiding from a camera. Getting into the back of your closet like Loretta had to do because all of her clothes are too loose. Pulling out clothes from the back of the closet and feeling proud of yourself again, feeling confident again, and loving your life. Because what is living if you can't love your life, if you can't get outside and be active, if you can't plan adventures and get outside and live and love? and share with other people and support your family, not being a burden, not being in a nursing home, being active into our hundreds. These are things that we can only do if we dial in the right nutrition and find what's going wrong in the body and to fix it. So this is what lights me up. There is hope in menopause. And I just wanted you to know that these are happening with my client, that Leslie's on fire and finding her solutions. And I can come on her call and know that we're going to find some more stuff, that we're going to do this and that we're doing it. Oh my gosh, 10 pounds down in 4 weeks. Just turn off the inflammation, ladies. That's the process. Let me help you. I'm here if you need me. And let's get some one-on-one support going. Get on a call and I'm here for you. If you're ready to invest, I'm all in. I'll talk to you soon. Just let me know.